the County Commissioner and National Government Team, the Chairman NCIC and your CEO, the leadership of the County Assembly here, my boss, Murangerich, the Secretary General of Urincheke, the Vijana, and all the other leaders who are here, good afternoon. Bwana asifiwe. This is just a short introduction. I want to spend the time listening and engaging directly with you today and tomorrow. In my one life, I've led many lives, and consequently, many people call me different things. Wengine wananiita crocodile, Kinganyi, sijui, former governor, but the current ones now, I'm the Chief Happiness Officer, Happiness Society of Kenya, and now I'm here as the Chairman of CMD, the Center for Multi-Party Democracy. So, leo siko hapa kama Kinganyi or anything. I'm here as the Chairman of the Center for Multi-Party. Now, I was elected in this position about 1 year ago. We held meetings in Nairobi with the leaders of all the parties. Tulingangana na viongozi wengine, nikachaguliwa by all the political parties to be their chairman. So I appreciate all of you for giving me this honor. Political parties exist to implement a mandate which is in the Constitution. After we suffered so much under the one-party dictatorship in the country, and fortunately some of us participated in writing the Constitution, we wrote in it that Kenya will always be a multi-party democracy. So it will never, again, constitutionally, be a one-party state. So this organization which we read is actually a watchdog. We are supposed to protect that space of multi-party democracy which is guaranteed in the Constitution. So our business as the CMD is to promote, to deepen and consolidate multi-party democracy in this country. How do we do it? 2 ways. First, we look at political parties as institutions. And even a party itself must have internal democracy. You can't give what you don't have. So we try to encourage them to have their own internal democracy. So we strengthen or we do capacity building for different political parties. So we meet ODM separately and see their structures and work with them. We meet UNDA and discuss with them, WIPA, all those parties. And in my board, we have the leaders. When we meet in Nairobi, we meet with the leadership of all that in-house. The way viongozi wa kanisa wanakutana, hata sisi, tunakutana to see what challenges we face as political parties. I think the current one is this requirement that we hold 24 offices, offices in 24 counties, and you have 1,000 members. So the youth have raised issues that this is discriminatory. It's expensive to have 24 offices, isn't it? And to recruit 1,000 members. So where will our youth raise money to, or a youth party raise money to have all those 24 offices? So it is one of the things which is being looked for taking to Parliament. Secondly, things have changed. These days we hold virtual meetings. You don't have to have a physical office. So the youth have told us that is old-fashioned. You don't need an office. They are doing international work from their bedrooms. So why are political parties bent in having an old shop as your office, which is closed most of the year, just for purposes of complying with the law? So we are looking at that. The other thing we do is to promote political participation and multi-party cooperation. There are many things which affect the Kenyans across parties. So if there's child mortality in the country, children will die. It doesn't matter whether they belong to UNDA, ODM, BAS. Come on, like now, there was COVID. When COVID came, see, everybody died. They did not care which party you belong. So there are cross-cutting issues which affect all the parties. And we try to have dialogue on those issues. So at every time there will be some emerging issues which we as political party leaders should meet and dialogue about. Secondly, even among ourselves, we know time comes when we yell at each other, we abuse each other, and such. And it is our business now as the trade union for political parties to try to call them to order so that we can try to have more civilized politics in this country. And we don't not do it publicly, even on one-to-one. I think it's Morega was asking why we are talking with Mogambi the way we are talking. It is true we quarrel with him a lot. The guy has 7 cases against me. You know, some in the High Court, Court of Appeal, but we are not enemies. Even today, I know you buy me pengine kama na pesa kidogo tanunia glass of wine. After this, tulizana hii mambo inaenda namna gani? And that's the spirit we should have, isn't it? Yeah, I'm happy the Queen of MERU is here. I've not seen her for a long time. Hata zui ako kwa chama gani siku hizi. Yes, we should interact. Yeah, this life, my friend, is short. It should not be wasted on battles. Yeah? Now, I think there's one thing which is bothering all the parties now. Gen Z. When the Gen Zs came, of course, nobody expected them. We just show them in the streets. We don't know how they organize themselves. And then they said they are partyless and they are leaderless. We have never heard of this before. And the way they organize themselves, yeah? I remember one case in Nairobi. I ended talking to her daughter, who was a small child, saying, "Sasa msiende huko." And says, "Mom, dear says I want to go." Then she comes in the evening and said, "I went. I was there. How could I not go when everybody was there?" So the parents are really worried how these things are happening. But for us now as political leaders, that leaderlessness, that partylessness is actually scaring us a lot. Two, even what is happening here last in MERU, I'm happy we are coming at this particular time. I've been in politics here for many, many years. We never burnt anybody's shop. There was no violence in MERU. You know, people of MERU didn't try Raila Odinga for many years, isn't it? But you pass through here, vijana wanamwimbia, he's welcome, anaenda Mikinduri. We never fought. But when the voting comes, he doesn't get any votes. What has gone wrong? Why must we go and fight now? Kama utaki mtu si ukae nyumbani. Ama uende tu usikilize halafu you think otherwise. So we have a level of primitivity in our politics, which instead of thinking we have advanced, we are regressing. And I think it's something we should look at this particular meeting. Now, when you protest, it is because you don't like something, isn't it? It is like the way a child will be also crying or during tantrums because kuna kitu amenyimwa, sidio? But now, I saw another leader, I think in Keno, saying she has been building a business for 30 years. From the scratch, whatever, she's even trying to help others, educating other children. And then premises is burnt. Do you know even the political beliefs of this lady? She says she has never participated in politics. Is it really fair? Now, come on, mimi nimekuudhi, why don't you come for me instead of going for and grandmother who doesn't understand these things? So I think, okay, sorry, I think I'm the only person I can claim to be that. The only person in MERU who sat in class to study political violence and terrorism. I did it. And we studied all the revolutions. Che Guevara, Mao, all those people. And it is true, it is the young people who cause change. All the revolutions are caused by people around that years and around there. Even the reign of terror in France, this, what do you call that? I don't remember the name, but the name goes. No, Mary was, that's a quick, there was a young lawyer, a Puritan, who started the reign of terror. He was 29 years. And they killed a lot of people because they wanted to clean up society. Yeah. Che Guevara himself was 30 years. Mao, when they were doing the wrong work, was also about 30 years. Even great philosophers like Franz Fanon, 30 years, isn't it? Jesus Christ, how old was he? He died at the age of 33. Still. So that age is actually what moves society. So we are not very surprised by what is happening at the Gen Zs. Even me, myself, they think the struggle in Kenya started in 1990. No, it started in 1980s. This man here, Reverend Kovia, I remember the meeting we held at KIA, I think in 1984 or 85, around there, about the Kenya we want. That time, we thought the man would be arrested because he was Secretary General of NCCK. Kovia was very radical. And then I went to visit him in Geneva when he was the Secretary General of the World Council of Churches. All the churches in the world. Kovia was the Secretary General there. He had a big office in Geneva. So we are lucky that he has come because even when there was war in Sudan, he's the one who went to try to reconcile, Kina Machar and others. So what the young people are doing, it is something we can intellectually connect with. We have gone through it. And the advantage we have is that we have been there before, but you are not where we are. Yeah, we have been in the youth, but the youth they are not beyond us. So we can connect. I think because I'm a student of, can I say, youth movements. What is happening here is very dangerous, and I think having a leaderless movement is just a path to anarchy. You can lead this country into a lot of trouble by being leaderless, by being partyless. Because supposing you're able to overthrow a system and you're leaderless, what will happen? You yourselves will kill each other. There's the Sudan example is there. Problem with the Sudan revolution was because there was a lot of internal divisions within the movement. And then when the youth were winning, the army joined them. And then this other mafia also joined them. One night, 200 youth were killed and thrown into River Nile. Those ones who were leading the revolution. And then now the struggle was left between RSSS and the army. And that is why there's the worst humanitarian crisis, because there was no proper organization of the movement. It was another leaderless, movement there. I was saying, if you want an orderly youth revolution, look at what has happened in Senegal. They call it Yarmare. It's a French word which means we are fed up. So there was a movement in synagogue called we are fed up. They started protesting about electricity blackouts, because now with the blackouts, they are not able to do many of the things that they used to do these days. The movement there was led not by lawyers like in Kenya and other places. It was led by journalists and musicians. So it was a music revolution. And the way would prevent a president from having a third term. And then, through this social media mobilization, the way was to mobilize people to campaign and to go and vote. And they have elected a young man about 40 years to be the president of Senegal. He's the president today. So, because change must come, there is nobody who is in power here forever, isn't it? Hata wakati wetu, Moi and said, can we rule for 100 years? We said you to not. So, please look at movements which are working and see how we can do that without burning the country. Because if you burn the country, even if you win, are you coming to rule over ashes and the ruins? So I would like us to have a deeper engagement. And even MERU, there are a lot of stories being told about it. How ni wageni wamekuja kuchoma MERU. Isn't it? Wengine wanasema ni sisi wenyewe tuna wivu. Sidio. I think we need to investigate it, Commissioner. You have talked here very well. I like you for that. Hata kama sikuelewa hiyo Kiswahili yote. Nilisikia imeenda vizuri. And there was one person who made us very proud. The OCS for North Imenti. The one who was working with the demonstrators. Right? Was the OCPD. Mwambie tumwombea promotion. Because that's how the police should be behaving. I was watching it. Actually, things happened in the afternoon. I don't know. Tunaambiwa in demonstrations, ya NGNC inakuja asubuhi, ya mikora inakuja in the afternoon. I think we should be able to distinguish these things so that we don't condemn, you know, we should analyze it better. But whether it is external or internal, our duty, I think, Commissioner, is to keep security for MERU. We as multi-party democracy, we are protecting the market. We kuja uze viazi yako, carrots, whatever, but the market must be there. So that's the market we are protecting with the Frank and the team. Sorry, you know, siku hizi sina watu wa kuongea too, so I can talk forever. Let me stop there, but allow me to introduce my team. Ile tumekuja nayo kwa CMD, if they can stand up please. Frank Mukwanja ndio huyo. He has been in the CMD for more than a decade. Apigwe makofi. Where is Pamela? She's all over. Lisa. That really there. Lisa Mumbi is our Chief Administrative Officer. Ndiye amepanga hii maneno yote, apigwe makofi. Wait, Tracy. Yes, sorry. Sanya. That's our director. Kuja karibu. Ken Sanya, come up. This is the treasurer. So Ken Sanya is the treasurer of CMD. You can see it's from a party called UPA. Hii ni kutoka upande wa Kisii. So, this is your cousin. Sema jambo tu alafu nipatie.
Thank you. Hi, cousins. Thank you so much. Our chairman, the way he has said, I'm Ken Swanya from Kisii, but chama chetu ni cha Mheshimiwa Matiang'i, UPA, United Progressive Alliance. Kwa hivyo tuko pamoja hapa, na mimi pia ni treasurer katika CMD. Kwa hivyo tuko pamoja na our chairman here. Thank you so much.
Asante sana. You know the MERU say Kisisi are their cousins. That's why I was calling you. Musisome hiyo sana. We are not here to tell you anything. We are here for you to tell us. Asanteni sana. We look for a very exciting. Please don't leave anything in your heart. Don't quarrel. Don't fight. Don't yell. We are all here to listen to each other in a very civilized way. We want to give you a very safe psychological space. Asanteni, Mungu awabariki.
Thank you so much. He's chosen the title of Chair CMD. Sometimes I hear you call him the crocodile. Crocodile ndio Kingangi? Okay. Thank you so much. Now we have our keynote speaker, but Honorable Linda, I am told the DJ knows very well your taste of music, and he would like to treat you on a nice one. And let's all be upstanding to welcome the Deputy Governor to speak to us. Over to you, DJ.